What's going on out there, Spotlight Faithful? It's your main man, Tommy on the spot. Thank you so much for downloading today's edition of the Wrestling Drive. Today is Wednesday, August the 3rd, and today we're going to be chatting about last night's edition of SmackDown Live, which I got to say right off the bat right now, and this might not be a popular opinion, I'm loving the heck out of SmackDown Live. The fact that this show, I don't know if it's just that it's a breeze to get through because it's 2 hours, or maybe it's the fact that they're really kind of focusing on some guys that they haven't had much of a focus on in a long time, like a Dolph Ziggler or a Bray Wyatt. But I'm loving the show. I think that SmackDown Live is a lot of fun. And I enjoyed last night's show as well yesterday. I thought that the main event between Dolph Ziggler and Bray Wyatt was awesome. And I kind of like this push that they're giving Dolph Ziggler here. For those who do not know, Dolph Ziggler did in fact beat Bray Wyatt to keep his #1 contender shot. So they're going with Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose. I still hold the belief that I'd put this match on last. You want to get Dean Ambrose over as a world champion, you put this match on last. You know they're going to have a good match. They could probably get a lot of people into the show. The Undertaker has, by the way, not joined us. We were under a tree there for a second. That would be cool if he did, though. But Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler, these guys, I think would have a great match. I think you put them on last. I think it would really go a long way. I don't expect that they're going to be doing that, though. But honestly, I mean, I think that this run here for Dolph Ziggler in ways is kind of like the Christian run back in 2013 when he was going for that one more match idea. And he was facing, I believe it was Alberto Del Rio, and this was like, it was built up as this was like his last shot for the title, and, you know, maybe he was a bit of a grizzled veteran at this point, but he felt like he needed this last run, and I thought that was a pretty underrated run. Of course, they were in the middle of the show, which I'm sure this match will be the same, but I'm kind of into this match. I think they're doing some good stuff, and what I actually expect to happen out of this match is I don't expect Dolph to win, but I expect Dolph to become ever the more frustrated, which you kind of keep seeing week in and week out, and expect him to be a pretty big heel on the SmackDown side. And that's just purely speculation, but that's where I can kind of see this whole thing going on. And you can kind of see the seeds already being planted with him saying "screw you" to Shane and Daniel Bryan. So we'll see. Another big story from last night: John Cena and AJ Styles solidified their one-on-one match for SummerSlam in what I figured, and honestly, what I thought was the highlight of the show, and that's including the great debut of the American Alpha and the Brock Lesnar run-in, which we'll get to in a second, and the main event. I thought these guys were just awesome. So much fire between the two of them. Really, really good stuff, and can't wait for their one-on-one match. And actually, it's funny because they debuted Talking Smack. Right? I've called it Smacking Talk about 100 times, but Talking Smack, they debuted last night on the network. It's a post-show kind of looking at all things SmackDown, kind of an extra hour of content. If you guys want to check it out, it's on the WWE Network. Honestly, I thought that when I first heard about it, I thought they were going to throw in a couple of bonus matches, but the way they did it was actually really, really good. I thought that this was a strong show, and it's unbelievable because Daniel Bryan is now hosting this show. So if you take a look for a second, Daniel Bryan, now post-retirement, is the general manager of SmackDown. He is the commentator and host of the Cruiserweight Classic. He is the host of the SmackDown post-show, Talking Smack. And he's going to not only be a big part of Total Divas coming up, but he's going to be a huge part of the Total Bellas show and is a selling point of that actual spin-off show. So Daniel Bryan is going to be a part of 5 different things here coming up for WWE, and it's unbelievable. I mean, they really see that he is an asset and he can contribute so much, and it's great to see, even post-retirement. And it's a shame he can't get back in the ring, and it's for his own good and it's for his health, and I don't want to see him back in the ring. But what I'm saying is, while it's a shame that his career might have been cut short as a performer, it's great that he's still out there and he's still able to contribute so much. And if you watched that show yesterday, Talking Smack, the fire he had, really, you should go back and just watch this segment if you're not going to watch anything else. The fire he had in discussing the AJ Styles-John Cena match and how angry he was that Cena had told AJ Styles that, hey, if he didn't win this match, he may be right back to having to go perform somewhere else, was unbelievable. I mean, Daniel Bryan had so much fire there. This really, in my opinion, was the highlight of the entire night. And I was able to kind of watch this today as I'm in the beginning of this drive, and it got me pumped for this match. Just seeing how Daniel Bryan had so much fire there, and it's crazy because AJ Styles is being positioned as the heel of this match. But if you go ahead and you watch that Daniel Bryan promo, you can't help but get behind the guy. And I mean, AJ Styles is probably my favorite wrestler right now in WWE, so I'm going to be behind him regardless. But you might as well if you go back and you watch this Daniel Bryan promo. It is good stuff, the way he describes this, and great to see that. Great to see these guys are going to have a nice one-on-one match. Do I expect it to be a straight-up one-on-one match? I do, and actually, I'd pull the trigger here. I'd give AJ Styles a big win over John Cena. I think that would really, really be a big deal for him, and I hope that they do it because I think that they have something in AJ there. Last thing to touch on for SmackDown, at least just in terms of the show, Brock Lesnar did in fact show up to destroy Randy Orton yesterday, and then at least attack him. And I thought that looked good in the process, and it's good to see that, you know, it's not only, oh, on Raw, Randy Orton shows up. No, Brock Lesnar was there on SmackDown Live, and you need to watch in order to see Brock Lesnar now, and if you didn't, you missed a Brock Lesnar appearance, and then, you know, those are few and far between, so good to see them kind of do that, good to see them continue to build the SmackDown brand. Actually, the American Alpha also debuted yesterday, or maybe it's just American Alpha, I don't know if there's any V there, but American Alpha, Chad Gable, and Jason Jordan, everybody who knows me knows they're one of my favorite acts. My girlfriend made me a little custom Ready, Willing, and Gable towel when we went down to NXT, which I appreciated over at part of WrestleMania weekend this year. And they looked awesome, they looked great, and they're already starting to plant the seeds. Are asking them on the Talking Smack if they're as good as the New Day. So maybe way down the line, after they've established themselves on the SmackDown brand, they'll maybe be building towards that. And speaking of building up a tag team on the SmackDown brand, for those who have not heard, they are in fact in the process of designing tag team belts as well as a women's title for the SmackDown brand. So they're going full tilt with this here. It makes a certain amount of sense. Yes, they're a little thin on the tag teams. Yes, they're a little thin on the women. But right now, that's kind of the plan. So SmackDown not only gets a post show, but will soon have tag team titles and a women's title. Overall, I really enjoyed SmackDown Live. Let me know what you think. We're at the Twitter, at Tommy on the Spot, at Daily_Spotlight. That's the dash. That's a little bit lower and a little longer. It's the underscore right between the Daily and the Spotlight. Let me know or hit me up in the comment section below. I'll do my best to respond to you as soon as possible.